Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today we played the Davie Duo Ice Bowl 2026 at Davie Disc Golf Course in Mocksville, North Carolina. This was a 2-round C tier played in the coldest of colds. I believe for the most part it didn't get much above 25 degrees. When we finished, I want to say it was 21 or 22 degrees. We did have a couple of small snowflakes, but we were able to finish before any of the snow or ice started. And it was a cold day, but luckily I over-prepared. I was pretty well off throughout the day. I really didn't get very cold. My left hand, even though it was in a glove, did get kind of ice cold at one point, but I put some hand warmers in the glove, and that seemed to help. And the balaclava I had came in clutch, so I was very happy with my preparedness for the round. I did forget a mini, but I don't really use a mini often, but I did have to borrow one once or twice today. As always, the video is sponsored by Yeet Street Discs and Disc Dies by Melissa. You can find links in the description of the video, as well as discount codes for both of those. Check them out if you would like to. So we're going to get into the round. We started on hole 14 for round 1. Hole 15 is a 207-foot par 3. I'm going to start off here throwing the flare on a forehand. I was going to throw a backhand, either with a Pilot or the Echo, but at the last moment I decided to throw the flare forehand flex, and that was the wrong choice because I threw it right into that tree and kicked straight to the right. My second shot here, there's not much to do to get out of here, and I was looking high, looking right, and really my only option here is going to be to take I believe I took a tempo here. It might be a Pilot, and just scoopered it out into the fairway. And then I'm going to take the Pilot here and just throw it up to the basket. To start off with a nice little bogey. Hole 16, we're going to be looking at a 358-foot par 4. I'm throwing the shift here, the streamline shift. My main goal is just to hit the gap, which I did pretty well, and actually got up on the left side, which is where you want to be, so you can kind of have a forehand into the basket.
Deadly shot.
And I'm going to take the tempo here. I'm really liking this tempo, and I'm getting way more used to it on the forehand. That was a great shot. It just drifted right into that tree, unfortunately, but it was looking really good. But I have a long bid here for the birdie. This is just outside circle. This is probably about 40 feet. Thought I had it for a second, then I saw it lose speed and just kind of drop. But easy par. Hole 17 is going to be a 200-foot par 3. This one I'm trying to throw the brace on a thumber, and after this hole I'm gonna take that black coat off when I throw, because it was restricting me a good bit. It's a really warm coat, but it is restrictive. It's pretty bulky when you're wearing it. I mean, I've got it over top of a thermal jacket, but took a pretty easy par here. Hole 18 is going to be a 650-foot par 5, and I'm going to throw the trace off the tee on a forehand. And here, in between shots, or when I'm on the pad or when I'm throwing, I took that coat off and then immediately put it back on after every shot, because it's pretty cold out here. And that was a good shot. It was looking really, really good, and then it just kind of caught that tree on the high left. So I got just past the short pads, and that was a Terra on a forehand. I'm really liking that Terra, and it's actually being dyed for me right now by Melissa. So can't wait to get that back. But shot 3, I'm throwing the tempo on a forehand. Really good shot, exactly the one I wanted. Threw up the hang loose sign, and now I have a long putt here for birdie. This is probably about 50 feet. And just put it up under the basket. Pretty easy par here. Alright, hole B is going to be a 616-foot par 4. And we're out here in the open. You can see how windy it is with my my coat strings blowing in the wind there. I'm throwing the trace on a backhand. Pretty big headwind here, and I thought the headwind would pick that trace up and move it right for me, and it didn't. I was worried I was OB, but once I got up here, I was, I was pretty far in. I was probably 15 feet inbound, so it wasn't as close to OB as I thought it was. But I'm gonna take the lift here on the backhand and absolutely hit a good line with it. I know saw some people struggle out here today on this hole with those headwinds. A couple of groups were throwing OB, unfortunately, because it was just picking their discs and throwing them over out of bounds. But here, third shot, stabilizer. Trying to throw it up next to the rock, and I go a little bit long with it. But I do have a comeback putt here for par. Probably 18, 20 feet. I've started doing this kind of test putt with an empty hand, and it seems to be helping. I was able to save that par. Hole 1, we're looking at a 221-foot par 3. I'm gonna throw the echo here. It's a pretty straight shot. Sometimes the basket is a little bit further left from where it is, but today it's just straight off the tee pad. I'm just throwing one of the straightest discs I have, and absolutely piped it right to the basket. I'm about 10 feet away, maybe 12 feet, and actually got CTP on this one, which is pretty awesome. Might be about 15 feet, but it's definitely close enough to make a birdie. Hole number 1 is going to be a 690-foot par 5. Straight uphill the entire way with a massive tailwind behind us. I'm going to throw the trace off the tee box. I was playing this one for par the whole time, so I'm not trying to crush anything. I'm not trying to do anything special. Just throw it into the fairway down the middle 4 times and then make a putt. That's pretty much my entire goal on this hole. Throwing the drift on the second shot here. I wanted to go a little bit less stable because of how big the tailwind was. I figured I could get away with it, and I did pretty well. Right up into the center of the fairway. And I'm taking the echo here because, like I say, it's still a big tailwind. And I was hoping I threw it a little bit more left than I wanted. I was hoping to get it going down that right side and letting it kind of finish off at the basket, but fortunately I let it go just a little bit early. It came out early. So I had a long putt here to save the par, or to be able to save the par right here. And that was not a foot fault, by the way, on that last one. I did watch that in slow motion, and the disc was out of my hand before my foot hit the disc on the ground. So for all the couch PDs out there, that was out of my hand before my foot touched the disc. Hole number 2, 210-foot par 3. I'm gonna throw the tempo here down the right gap and just absolutely hit this one perfect. Put it right in front of the basket. This is probably 18 feet, maybe 15 to 18. and was able to save the birdie there. Hole number 3, 261 foot par 3, and this is where I'm gonna start to struggle here throughout the round a little bit. Out of the hand, I thought that was going to be perfect, and it just went directly into that tree. It stopped. The drift stopped drifting. It went right into the tree. So here I'm taking the tempo. No, this is a runway. I'm throwing a runway on a forehand, and kind of turned it over just a little bit, but it's okay. And I didn't think I was going to have any problems. I figured just take my tempo, toss this up here, and put it in, take your par and go, or sorry, your bogey and go. But I decided to get down on my knee here so I could keep it low, and I was trying to just forehand it into the hill in front of the basket, and got a little bit higher than I wanted, and so it hit that tree, stood up and rolled down the hill a bit. And you can see how bad this footing is. I'm like hanging onto that tree to stop from sliding. Oh, started to slide there. Finally getting my footing. And this is just a horrible, horrible putting stance. And I just cage it. And so I'm going to take a double bogey, my first double bogey of the day. I was doing really well up until that point. People on the card said I was in second place for most of the round. And you'll see here at the end of the video kind of what happens. But hole 4, 185 foot par 3, and I'm gonna throw the thumber. This is a nemesis hole for me. I cannot figure this hole out. Put the thumber right into that tree, and now my only option over here is gonna be another thumber with the tempo. And just trying to throw it out across the fairway, just to have some kind of shot at the basket. So this is a thumber I'm about to throw here. Basically a forehand thumber. It's the only option I had, which was fine. It's going to leave me this shot here, and this is where I made a mistake. I should have taken the jacket off. I should not have left that coat on for this. So I kind of left it out to that approach more left than I wanted. So I'm way further away from the basket than I should be. And there's that tree right there is right in front of the basket. So I had to try to do some kind of weird. I probably should have taken a forehand and just jammed a forehand in, just to hit a hard forehand there, because the angle I had to putt that on was not good. So there is a reason I missed that putt, other than just a flubbed putt. There was an obstacle in the way of the basket. Hole 5, 214 foot par 3, threw the flare on a perfect forehand, absolutely laced it down the fairway, and I'm pin high, and I have a direct window right to the basket for the birdie. And I got it lucky. No chains needed. No chains needed. Hole 6, 180 foot par 3. This is a super tiny gap off this tee pad. I'm throwing the pilot on a backhand, and I get it right through the middle like I wanted, and it's just a good shot. And this was this was crazy. Like, if you were here to see this in person, this putt right here, what happens? I'll take this ion, and I think I know what happens after watching this a few times. Boom, it's in the basket. That thing was in the basket, like perfectly in the basket. But I think what happened was it was so flat when it came in, and that the chains were so heavy that when it came in that flat, it was just enough to push it left out of the basket, is what I'm pretty sure happened there. But that should have been a birdie. I mean, it was dead center on those chains, but because it was so flat and floating in like that, it didn't have a lot of speed to it. The chains just pushed it back out of the basket. Hole 7, 351 foot par 4. You saw the tee shot there with an echo. This is a tempo on the second shot that I'm gonna try to lace through these trees. I was looking at throwing a thumber, a high thumber, and I decided to take that shot instead, which I think was a good decision, because this is for birdie here. And another cage. I hit so many cages for birdie today. So many cages. I could have been so low out here today, especially, like I say, when you get to the end of this video, you'll see I could have shot so well. Hole 8, 290 foot par 3. I'm gonna throw the drift here, and this is probably the best shot I've ever thrown in my life. Up until the next hole, but I really started to feel those backhands. I mean, they were feeling really good. Like there wasn't a line I didn't feel like I could hit, you know, halfway through this round. That eventually goes away, that feeling, but for about 6 holes here, 6, 7 holes, I just felt like I couldn't miss. So this is a hanging basket. This is for birdie here, and kind of make a bad choice here. I took the range out, and I said I'm gonna try the range here for this approach shot, and I haven't thrown this range much at all, and it was way more stable than I expected. I did not expect it to dive left like that. I thought it would hold straight. It did not, but this is for me to save par. Which I was able to do, but I shouldn't have had that long of a putt to save the par. Hole 9 is a 410 foot par 4. I'm throwing the lift off the tee, that eclipse lift, and this is a tight gap, really tight. If you're here in person, you'll see how tight it is, and I mean, just smoked it right down the middle, fading out into the open area where it's supposed to. I mean, it felt so good. Here I'm throwing, I think, the echo. I think I'm throwing the echo here on this shot. Or do I throw a forehand? I can't remember. I'll tell you here in just a second. I might throw the forehand. I don't remember. What disc is it? What did I shoot? Okay. That is the echo. Okay, so I'm gonna throw a backhand. And hit the exact line I wanted to hit. Got it right up there where I wanted. This could leave me a easy toss up here. I can run it if I want to, or I can just toss it up, take my par. I've got this ion. And what do I do here? Okay, I gave it a run. Can't remember if I laid it up or not, but I did give it a run. I thought it was going to crash a little more to the left than it did, but easy par. Hole 10 is going to be a 192 foot par 3. This is a crazy hole. It is extremely tight. I'm taking the runway, and I came inches from acing that one. I mean, it was chain high. It was right by the basket, and you'll see where my disc finished. I'm directly behind the basket on that hyzer line in. I mean, it was an ace run all day. That could have been glorious. And unfortunately, I decided to throw it all away and miss that putt. And then I tried to kill myself there by tripping over that stone. And I take it par. Okay, so I left this in, and I'm leaving the volume up. Harrison here said, there's no way I'm going to hit these guys. I'm going to go ahead and throw. I'm not throwing for them. And he crushes a D2.
You sure about that? Are you sure about that? 4!
Are you telling him to speed up? What
Good God.
I didn't think I could throw that far. That disc at least.
I'm not gonna hit him in my,
He absolutely crushed that throw. It probably landed about 40 feet behind him, but it was funny to see. I'm taking my jet here on hole 11, 473 foot par 4. And I smoke it down the middle, and unfortunately it catches a really late tree and kicks right.
Oh, I kicked right.
The worst way it could kick.
Yeah.
And I'm just in this mess right here. And I actually didn't know where the basket was. I thought the basket was in what I call the normal position, the far position on the corner. And it was actually shorter than it was. Otherwise I would have thrown a different disc here. But I'm taking the drift and I'm trying to get it out into the open. So I can have a good line into the basket. But had I known, I would have probably thrown like a runway or something a little bit more stable here, because the basket's actually just out to the left. So it's a good shot. It's just it could have been a lot better if I had known where the basket was, and I didn't pay attention. Yeah, because you see the basket's right here. I could have thrown something way more stable and gotten way more left, closer to the basket, because I thought the basket was down by the picnic area down to the right. Basket's usually down there in the trees. Every time I played, this is the first time it's ever been in this position where I've been out here. So this is for me to save par. Put that stabilizer a little bit further than I wanted, and unfortunately just hit cage again. So another bogey. Like I said, I was doing really well until I wasn't. That's the way it works, right? Everything's going good till it's not. Another bogey. Hole 12 is going to be a 552 foot par 4. Taking the trace here, throwing a forehand. Went a little high with it, but it was fine. I got through the gap, got through the opening. I was wondering if I got too far right, but I didn't. I'm right in the middle of the fairway. I'm going to take my drift, and I'm just trying to pipe it to the basket if I can. It's a good ways. It's probably about 300 feet to the basket from here. And I crushed it, but it was low, and it's just, I'm scaring the worms. It went a long way. Just barely gliding on top of the leaves here. So this is for birdie. Long putt for birdie, just outside circle. This is probably 45 feet. And the wind just threw it straight down. If you saw that in person, or if you putted it yourself, you can feel it when the wind just throws your disc down. And that's what happened. There's like a sense that you get. Hole number 13, 239 foot par 3. This hole should not have been as hard as I made it. This is an echo. I hit that tree right off the tee pad and went straight right. And now I'm going to have to try to save something here. I've got the pilot in my hand. And I've got this branch right there where I can't get a good backswing. So I kind of missed my shot the way I wanted it. Came up short. And now I've got these trees to contend with. I'm trying to take the stabilizer and just kind of throw a little skipper. Which I do. It works. It's fine. And I'm thinking, okay, no problem. Got a bogey here. But now I've got this stance with these logs. And this is just a horrible stance. It's not anything like I'm used to for putting. Still should not have been a difficult putt. I still should have made it. But I decided I don't feel like making things today. Another cage. Another bounce off the cage. Double bogey. On the hole before our last one. I think at that point I was like 3 over. Yeah, I was 3 over going into the last 2 holes. And I took a double bogey. And that felt so good out of the hand. That was a drift. And I thought I'd absolutely crushed it. Hit that tree, knocked it back here. And this trace, I'm going to throw a forehand. And out of the hand, I thought I hit it. I nailed my line. And then I hit that tree in the middle. And kicked it way right. And this was bad. All I'm trying to do is get back out of the woods. I'm trying to get back to the fairway. I'm not trying to advance up the fairway. I'm just trying to get back to the fairway. And it took me 2 shots to get out of the fairway. Or get out of the rough back to the fairway. I made this hole as hard as I could make it on myself. I'm going to take the echo. I'm just going to throw it on an Anheuser backhand. This is my 4th shot, I believe. 1, 2, 3. That was 4. And this is 5, I think, right? I went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That was 6. I'm sorry. That was 6. And so I'm going to come up here and take a triple bogey on the last hole to go 5 over in the last 2 holes. Just horrible finish. Horrible finish, and I'm going to come in here and finish at 8 over total. Still shot 860 rated. I mean, it's still a good round. 47 points. Oh, sorry. 30 some points above, or 28 points, something like that above my rating. Close to 30 points above my rating for that round. But those last 2 holes just crushed me. Like I say, the cards said that they were watching scores, and I was like 2nd place for a long time. And then I just dove off the diving board head first into the empty pool. There at the end. Could have been so much better, but it wasn't. And we always have round 2, which we're playing on Little Davie. Never played that course before, but it's my first time playing it out here today, and I really enjoyed it. And unfortunately, I will have some video from that, but it's probably a highlights video. It probably won't be the full thing because I ran out of battery power. I wasn't able to finish the round on camera. I think I got through like 13 holes, something like that, before I took 3 batteries with me. I didn't think that it was going to be as long as it was, but we did have some backups that first round. I took a lot of that out, but we were probably having, while I was doing the editing, we were waiting about 5 to 7 minutes, every hole, almost every tee pad. Because we had a group of 5 in front of us. Unfortunately, there was someone that dropped out of the tournament like after they'd already started, and they were on a card of 3, and so those 2 had to be moved. So they both went back to the card in front of us, which made us, we were a 3 card, and so we had a 4 card behind us as a 3 card, and then a 5 card in front of us. And it's just the way it works out, things like that happen. But unfortunately, we were having to wait a lot, and it just ate into my battery power. And from the camera I have, it's better to just let it keep rolling than to keep turning it on and off, on and off, on and off, because that drains the battery faster. And unfortunately, just didn't have enough batteries, so I might have to order a few more batteries just to have extra backups. I might need to have 5 batteries, especially for courses like this, because they call it Little Davie. It's not Little Davie. It's not little. There's more par 4s and 5s on it, but it was a fun course. I really enjoyed it, and I look forward to bringing the highlights video next. Probably get that out tomorrow. I'm very tired. It's late, and I'm going to go to bed probably. So, as always, thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you again next time.